Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today I'm going to go through the stocks that I bought and sold this week and update you on all the changes that I made in my stock market portfolio. Now, most of this was on the US side, as the US side was selling off absolutely huge, especially on the tech front, so I did take the opportunity on the dip to go buy a few stocks, and apologies for there being no video really over the last kind of 2 or 3 days, not been feeling too well, but I feel good enough to record a video anyway, so we're getting back on it and doing some videos here for you right now. There's a lot of, because I've been off for like 2 or 3 days, a lot of stuff's kind of happened, so let me know if there's anything in particular you want me to update you on, but I thought one of the main things you probably would like to know is what I've been buying on the dip. So these are the stocks I bought last week and sold last week as well, so yeah, we'll get on this. So if you could smash the like button, if you are new, maybe subscribe, and if you do want to know when I'm buying and selling companies exactly in real time, make sure you join the Patreon. The link is in the description. I always post when I'm buying and selling companies on here, like all these companies that you're seeing on this list right now. Only just realised there's 9,000 subscribers on the channel, so thank you so much for that. And only just realised there's 600 members in the Patreon right now. So I was actually looking at it the other day and thinking, wow, to be having 600 members in the Patreon when there's only a 9,000 subscriber channel. Yeah, I was really appreciative of that. Seeing that, I was like, wow, that was really. I was actually shocked to see there was that many considering the size of the channel. But yeah, we'll get back onto the topic of what I bought this week and what I sold this week. So these are the 3 stocks that I sold this week, or I didn't sell my whole position, but I sold some shares in these positions that I do currently have. Now, I'm going to make this really clear because sometimes when I do these videos, people come on the channel that don't really watch my channel that much and like, oh, you don't really talk in detail about these companies, or like you bull case on them. And that's because if I was to do a bull case on all these companies, the video would end up being about 2 hours long, and no one would make it to the other side of the video and watch it all. So yeah, I only like fire off like a minute into these, but on the channel there's probably a video on them somewhere where there's a full detailed video on them. Now, these companies that I sold were all in my Trading 212 account. So my big positions in these companies are in my DEGIRO account. So if you ever watch my portfolio review, especially my last one, you would have seen my Trading 212 portfolio went a bit messy, and these 3 companies in particular were standout ones in that portfolio for being very small position sizes. And because of them being very small position sizes, I looked at the averages on all of these, and I was like, there's probably no chance I'm actually going to average on these positions. And they're not very big positions, so it was better to sell them. And all of these positions, Microsoft, I was up like 30 or 40%. Gang, I was up 30 or 40% on them positions. And Pinterest, I was actually up 240% on this one. And I just weren't going to have the chance to get them averages in them companies again. Maybe this one, because it did actually drop off earnings a few days later. So yeah, I was like, let's just take the profit on them and let's go reinvest it into some new opportunities. So yeah, mainly the reasons why I sold out of these is just that they were very small position sizes. They were very good averages where I would have never been able to get them averages again. And I was like, okay, at the prices they're currently up, will I buy more of them? And I was just like, no, the valuations are just a bit too much on them. So yeah, it just made sense to just kind of, not worth the upkeep, release the cash, go into some better opportunities. Now this one in particular, I still have my shares in my DEGIRO, which I'm still up on 100% on, and I'll still keep them. My gang position in my DEGIRO, I'm still holding. This was my smaller position. I would like to say I timed this perfectly because of earnings, but generally I wasn't really considering earnings. Like, it was a red or black situation with earnings. Like, you don't know if they're going to go up or if they're going to go down. It turns out it looks absolutely amazing because I took a 30-40% profit on this one, and then 2 days later earnings come out and the stock absolutely dives. It might be worth a video on. I'll be honest, I've not actually fully gone through the earnings yet. I've kind of like it was on my list to do, but I was just so like ill. I have not really looked at the stock market since Friday, and I need to go through these guys' earnings. But yeah, I'd like to say I timed it perfectly because I knew earnings were going to be bad. It wasn't that. It was just that I was up quite a bit and I was like, I'm probably not going to get this average again. So I took the profit on that one. But like I say, I've still got my DEGIRO shares on these guys. And Pinterest, same again. Really good average. Won't get it again. But I was like, at this valuation, there's no chance I'm going to average up on it. If it goes down to $50, I might buy back in. But I'll take the 250% profit and go invest it in some companies where I think there's more of 100% upside in them. So yeah, that was just a bit of re-altering the portfolio a little bit. So yeah, that's why I sold them 3 in particular. Not that I think the companies are bad, because I still hold shares in them, just that They would just seem like better opportunities, especially for the position size. But what we'll do now is we'll look at the other stocks that I bought. So we'll go through the first 5 here, no particular order, what day I bought them on. And yeah, we'll go through with these companies. So first of all, Tesla. Tesla at the moment seems very choppy. Seems like, I don't know if any of you guys see it, but the other day that Elon Musk actually just put a tweet out that Tesla was going to be bigger than Apple, and it was very quickly deleted. I'm sure the SEC would have liked that one as well. But yeah, Tesla, I think, it's struggling to find its valuation, especially, I think it's one of the tech leaders really now. I think that Tesla actually has the ability to move a lot of the market, especially on the EVs. A lot of them move off if Tesla's doing well or not. Yeah, I think these guys are just trying to find the true value at the moment, and I think if Tesla's $600, I think it's a decent price for Tesla. $500, amazing. $400 would be, if Tesla got to $400, I'd probably make it my biggest position in the portfolio. Yeah, I think these guys, very underappreciated how good these guys actually are. 5 years down the line, these guys are going to be definitely higher than where they are right now. Just from the EV point of view, they're amazing in the EV point of view. But you'll never see anyone actually go on to say, well, let's talk about the charging network. Charging network, massively ahead of everyone else. And that infrastructure is what's needed for the whole EVs. So that's just one thing right there. If we have autonomous driving, these guys are the leaders in that. If we were to go from the point of view about self-driving taxis, these guys are, with the technology they have with self-driving cars, these guys are going to be, leaders in that one as well. If we start talking about Tesla Solar, these guys are going to be the leaders in that one. If we start talking about the battery side of it, these guys are going to be the leaders in that one, especially when the new battery side of it, the supercharging networks, and we have batteries that start charging fully up in, 10 minutes. They're going to be the leaders in that side of it as well. And yeah, I think that, if we just talk about the cars in particular, the cars are amazing, but there's a lot more to that than just what, the EV side of it. There's a lot more to Tesla than just that part of the company. And I think people forget that. They're the leaders on the EV front, but many other fronts as well. You're not talking about a company that has just the one income stream in the future. These guys, they're going to dominate a lot in the future. And, you're not just buying the cars here, you're getting Elon Musk, he's full of brilliant ideas, and you got to remember that with this company here. Number 2, DraftKings. So I've got to say, I think I had to look through my portfolio the other day, and I went, if I could only own 3 companies, these guys would be in it. DraftKings, in my opinion, right now, I've just followed this company very heavy over the last 6 months, and especially listened to the recent earnings report, and I was just totally blown away with it. I was like, you can just see easily why this company is going to do really well over the next few years. And I was actually like, this probably should become my biggest position right now. I think at the moment it is my second biggest behind Shopify, but only just. So I think that these guys probably should get to number 1. We'll see what happens, but these guys are absolutely smashing it now, and amazing company. And dropping from my second biggest position to my biggest position at the moment, which is Shopify, these guys, I think, is the one company that is capable of actually battling away against Amazon. And Shopify just has so much more going for it at the moment, how they're expanding the fulfillment centers. Yeah, I think this is the next step from Amazon sellers, where you're limited to battling away against someone that's just selling the same products as you, and it's like, who can do it cheaper, and then losing so many fees to Amazon. I think these guys are the alternative for so many companies in the future of okay, let's not give 10%, 15% to Amazon and be battling away for which product's higher on the listing, which one's 1p cheaper. Let's actually build up a brand, let's build up a fulfillment center, let's build up analytics, build up marketing through this company. And a bit of a rich valuation, but it deserves to trade at it, because I tell you, the next 5 years, you watch what revenue these guys put in, you watch what profit they'll put in. Really, really good company. Number 4, Skillz. So I'm thinking about maybe just doing a complete full video update on this one, but bit of a weird one, this one. There's a lot to talk about, and I want to keep it nice and brief, because I want to spend about a minute on every company, but these guys probably are going to get the most time in a second. So Skillz, let's not forget that These guys were taken public by the same company or the same SPAC that took DraftKings public. Very similar kind of companies with different kind of business models, but you can kind of see the theory behind them both. Both massively underprofitable, but have a massive future. These guys unprofitable, but you can see the future huge. These guys, same again, unprofitable at the moment, but you can see a massive future with these guys. Now, I think sometimes people don't appreciate how early stages this company's at. This company is so early stages, and I think people forget how early that is. And when these guys went up to $40, they traded at a very rich valuation, 100%, and it was deserved. It was one of the stocks like Tesla. Tesla went up to like $900 or something, and Skills was up at $40, which is just way too much of a valuation. For me, Skills should be somewhere between a $20 to $25, maybe even $30, a rich premium. At the moment, I never thought Skills would come back to this valuation, and it is a pretty cheap valuation for Skills. But what you got to remember with Skills is that it's really early stages, and what they've done so far is grown revenue at 100% rate. Very great growth on this company. And these guys at the moment don't have many games out, and at the moment they've not achieved a top 10 game in the App Store. Now, and that's not in forecasts either. If these guys were to land a top 10 game in the App Store in the next few years, revenue is going to shoot up huge. These guys have also stayed away from the main categories. So let's say if Skills developed a top 10 shooter game in the next few years, that would be absolutely huge for them. And like I said, these guys are only getting started. They only have a few games, and they haven't had many huge successful games yet, but the revenue is still growing at 100%, and it's all about early stages, development, and these guys, when they develop and if they land a big app, these guys will do very well. And I think people forget, people think these guys are like at the size of like an Apple and Microsoft and stuff like that. It's only a small company at the moment, and this one is like, it's very early days. It's a bit of a spec stock really, because you think the future could be huge. And I think people have expectations of it being like an Apple, but it's not. It's a really early stage company, and what they've done so far is fantastic. And you got to think what they can do in the future. And I think at these valuations, this is a pretty good valuation at the moment. Number 5, Beyond Meat. So bought some more in this one. I think I've talked about it enough on the channel last few days and weeks, but I think Wall Street is sleeping on this one a little bit too much. I think next 12 months, Beyond Meat, I think will be above $200. I think when the food services come back, this is one of my favourite companies at the moment out there. DraftKings, Shopify, Beyond Meat, Facebook. But Facebook, I love Facebook to drop down to the $250, and that's where I'd probably buy that one. But Beyond Meat as well, and Tattooed Chef, great companies in my opinion. I think this is slightly getting to easy money, and last time I used that. I think that at the moment this is really attractive values. And these are the last 5. I've had to go down to some of the ticker symbols, otherwise the stock names would have been hidden behind me. We'll go through these last 5, and Eli or Callaway Golf might make a full video of these guys in the next few days. Callaway Golf pretty much merged with Topgolf, and I think these guys Topgolf has done amazing in the pandemic, and I think when we come out of the pandemic, huge merger for Callaway Golf, and we'll be trading a lot higher than where it is right now. Like I said, I'll probably do a full video on these guys in the coming few weeks. This one I'm so happy I can buy, because I thought it'd just gone too high, but $26, I really do like this one. Number 7, Square. I like this company as a payment company. I love Visa, but I think these guys are one of the future payment companies. This one on a little bit of a dip. I'm a big fan of Square. 8, Tattooed Chef. Very much like Beyond Meat. These guys I just see being a 5 billion, 10 billion company in the next few years, and very successful products, and that's why they're getting ramped up in Target, Walmart. I think this is a great company, and for me, I think Beyond Meat or Tattooed Chef is a must-have in a stock market portfolio right now. Gives you a bit of coverage in the food industry, especially the growing plant-based industry as well. Number 9, here, or Tattoo Chef, Turtle Beach. Finally bought some more shares in these guys. I did average up quite a bit. I was still up 30% on these guys, but I was like, okay, they've come down a little bit. I've listened to the recent earnings report, and I was like, they're doing really good stuff. a lot of headsets still sold out on their company website, and the range they're expanding into as well. Like, people don't even realize, like Turtle Beach, they bought Roccat, which was an amazing purchase, and the Roccat sales, if you listen to the earnings call, the recent one, the Roccat sales were up 100% last year. And yeah, I think, you know, for so long they've been a bit limited in the headsets, which still do very well, but I think the Roccat purchase was amazing, and I think that kind of like mouse and keyboard space that they're now going to go into will be amazing for them. And number 10, I did buy some more shares in Corsair. We'll see how much longer this kind of downtrends, but yeah, I think that when this one at the moment, when it's touching a like 17, 18 forward P, I do really like this one. And if it was to go down to $25, I'd probably then make Corsair my top 3 positions. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, it has been on a downtrend for a while, and I don't know how long that'll last for, because I think like the next few quarters will still be very good for them. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this one, as you know. I made a full video on these guys, I think it was last week, which is definitely worth a watch if you're looking to get into these guys. But those are the 3 stocks that I saw this week, and 10 stocks that I bought this week. I don't think I made a video the last week before, so I don't know if I said on the YouTube channel. The Patreon guys know, but maybe not you guys on YouTube that aren't on the Patreon. There is one new UK stock that I've started buying, which was Hotel Chocolat. I don't think I made a video about it yet, and I don't think I've talked about it on the channel, but I did start buying them guys last week. But yeah, that's it on the UK front, still kind of just on the sidelines really. So those are the stocks that I bought this week and the 3 stocks that I saw this week. You know, just keeping you guys updated what I'm doing in the stock market, and hopefully as well, some of you guys are taking advantage of the dips that we're currently having in the stock market, because, you know, as I always say on the channel, you know, dips in the short term mean more money in the long term. And I look at the list, these 10 companies right here, and I can only see in the next 2 to 5 years these 10 companies being higher than where they are right now. Some of them maybe 100% up from where they are right now, but even some of these in here more than 100% in the next 5 years. So yeah, a good mixture, I think, and I'm really happy with the changes that I made in the portfolio, because if you watched the portfolio last time, you'll know that them 3 were bugging me a little bit. So yeah, hopefully it looks a lot cleaner now and building up some good positions. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you could, smash the like button if you're new and you made it all the way to the end, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.